Hey there guys, Erica here from Hi49RC. Got the Glonda on the bench today and the motor case in the background because I want to swap a new motor into my Glonda here. I've had this motor since I was doing all the upgrades on this. It's a Yeah Racing Hackmoto 16 turn 5-slot motor. I've never gotten the chance to properly test it out, so I figure, well, I'm about to go out and film a video with this guy. Might as well chuck it in and see how it works. So the next video that you see of my Glonda will be with this motor in it. First thing I need to do real quick is just pop the body off. Okie dokie, let's see if we can't get the body off of this thing. It is a bit of a pain to get off, typically. See if it'll be nice to us today. And it appears so. So I'll pull my light connector off of there, and I'll just set this aside for right now. The motor that I have in here already is a Team Brewed Intensity. I don't remember what turn it is, so we will have to take a look when we get it out. There we go. The motor I've got in here right now is a Team Brewed Intensity machine wound motor. It's a 30-turn 3-slot motor with a 14-tooth pinion to a 64-tooth spur, for those curious. This can, once we take the pinion off, go back in my motor case for the time being, and then we can solder some leads onto the new motor and get that installed. Got my motor leads soldered on real nicely here. These are 4mm bullet connectors, which I have standardized across all my rigs, aside from... Actually, no, my Slash is 4mm as well. I like to have a standard so that I can easily swap motors out of my motor case into other rigs without having to mess around with swapping connectors and all that kind of just annoying nonsense. Now for the all-important paper trick to get our pinion mesh with the spur perfectly, which really, in terms of real gears, what we're doing right here is setting backlash. Basically, how much play between the pinion and spur there is back and forth. Because you don't want gear teeth to be touching all the time. Well, that sounds kind of redundant. You do, but the thing is you want a little bit of slop in it. You don't want them incredibly tight. Specifically why, I am not sure. Maybe if someone knows, they could post up in the comments. That would be awesome. Help me and others learn. So there is just a little bit, I can feel it, of backlash in there. It's about, feels like 10 thousandths, maybe 12. And that's perfect. Just gonna get my pinion adjusted so it's fully meshed with the spur. And then I think we're just about done here. Get these motor wires plugged in. Hopefully I made the lead long enough. I did. Perfect length. Look at that. And see the black one. A little bit of a tighter fit here. Oh boy. Oops. There you go. There is our new motor installed. I'd say it looks pretty good. Motor wires look nice and clean. Did a good job on the heat shrink. All that's left to do now is quickly slap our electronics back on here, charge some batteries, and head out for a run. I'll put the body back on off camera because that is a royal pain and you guys don't need to watch me suffer through that, and I don't want to have you guys suffer through it either. With that, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've... Whoa, this video is not over yet. As a post-run portion to this video, we went out to the lake, had a very nice time, got some great footage. I had a nice time, did some crawling for myself with the Landy here, and as I was hanging out, just doing my thing, I was doing a hill climb, albeit it was a pretty rocky, pretty steep, and aggressive hill climb for this thing, and it was kind of on low battery. The motor here got quite hot, like way too hot to touch, and I'm not happy with that, especially for the amount that I care about my brushed motors. So I went digging, and the fan is the fan off of the ESC in my Splash when it used to have a heatsink on it, and the heatsink part of this came off my Splash as well for the dual fan motor cooler thingamadoo. And they just happen to have the same bolt pattern, 30mm, so I figure, well, let's plop the fan from the ESC on top and stick that on our motor. I just got it wired in real quick. Figure we'd head over to the bench real fast and get that taken care of. There you go. Turned out pretty good. Wiring could have been a little bit cleaner, but hey, you know what? It works, and I'm happy with it. Basically what I did is I wired in just before the BEC there. I could have gone after, which afterwards it's 7.4 volts, and before it'd be 11.1. The fan takes 5 volts, so I was like, well, okay, if I go before the BEC, I need more resistance to get the voltage down to 5 volts. I would rather that current not be going through the BEC, because the BEC I want to remain solely for my servo, so the extra current going through here would not really help. It could probably handle it, and I'd be fine with that, but I'd rather not. And then basically what I did for resistors, I just put two 100 ohm resistors in parallel, because when you have resistors in parallel, you take the value of them and divide it in two. So like, there's two 100s, you divide 100 by 2, and you get 50. And I need like 60 something, so it kind of bridged the gap between having a little bit faster fan speed on the 11.1 side and not going overboard. Like that combo of resistors worked out really well. So my opinion of the new motor in general is it's definitely better than Team Brute Intensity in terms of just crawlability, low end, less cogging, and it's just got a little more power overall, I feel like. However, it is still cogging a bit more than I think it really should, and I think that the ESC is partially to blame, because it's still the stock ESC, kind of a cheap one. So I'm thinking maybe if we upgrade ESCs, we might be able to get a little bit of a nicer low-end start out of this motor, because I think it's definitely capable of it, seeing as it's a 5-slot motor. Granted, it's not a Holmes motor, which is kind of what I'm comparing it to, which may not really be a fair comparison, to be fair, but yeah, there you go. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Now for the proper outro. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like, hit that subscribe button, comment down below. As always, follow me on Instagram at Hive49_RC, support me on Patreon, join the Discord server, and become a member if you can too. All the links are in the description as always. Once again, guys, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.